Hey Tankers, Bonzo Duck here. Welcome to the continuing series of tanker interviews. Today we have WOT Chick, aka Shadow Tanker. WOT Chick has a YouTube channel, which I'll be putting links into the description and in the video for. She also has a Twitch stream that she streams later in the evening. I'll be putting links into that. I want to thank WOT Chick for doing the interview. It was greatly appreciated, and I hope you guys find this enjoyable. All right, and today we have WOT Chick. WOT Chick, say hello.
Hello.
All right. Well, Watchik, I appreciate you doing this today, taking the time to be with us. I'm going to just start. Where did the name Watchik come from?
Well, I like chickens, and I'm a chick. So, and I like World of Takes, so I just combined the two and thought it sounded really good.
All right. Well, okay. And how did you get started in World of Tanks?
Well, my husband started first, and then I saw him play, and I said, that looks really fun. So I decided to go ahead and start myself.
And your husband being?
Mongoose Jake.
Mongoose Jake, yes. So you had been on an interview with Guido when your channel just started. I remember when your YouTube channel first came up, and Guido brought you and Mongoose Jake up on his channel as an interview. And how have things progressed since then?
I've been steadily growing. I have 126 on my YouTube, and on my Twitch, I have about 200 followers now.
Wow, that's good. You're really growing. I haven't been able to catch any of your Twitch streams. We must be streaming at different times, but I definitely have to go. I would definitely have to go and take a look at it.
Yeah, I stream really late.
Really late? So you're a night owl.
Yes.
So how long have you been playing World of Tanks?
Since 2012.
2012, okay. And when you got started in it, obviously with a mentor like Mongoose to kind of help you out, well, I guess, did he help you out, or did he just use you as cannon fodder?
Well, at first we had no idea what we were doing, so we were just charging and dying, and yeah.
Well, how did you get from just charging in like we all do, I guess, basically, just charging in and becoming, YOLO players? What was it that made you say, hey, I need to figure out how to play this better?
Well, I guess what I did was I started to watch other players. Like after I died on my team, I would see other players that were better than me, and I would try to copy what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that way, basically.
Yeah, okay. So you have your own YouTube channel, and we'll throw the link in, and you have your own Twitch channel, we'll throw that link in. What got you started in the content creating?
I just love tanks, and I wanted to share my love of tanks and hopefully help somebody that's new down the road. And yeah, that's about it.
So do you do a lot of player analysis, or is it more showcasing good games?
More showcasing.
More showcasing. Okay. All right. So when you're playing tanks, I mean, what tiers do you normally tend to play?
Lately, well, it was mainly 6s, and then I've been branching out recently to mainly just 7s, 8s, and 9s.
Okay. So you follow the regiment of playing a tier until you really kind of got it down before you move up, or?
I got burned out at tier 6 and wanted to play bigger guns, so I just moved on up.
Okay. All right. What type of tank do you mainly play?
Tank destroyers for sure. I bought the TS5 this morning. So.
Oh yeah. Have you ever played that one in a rental or anything?
Nope, but I've done really well in it so far.
It's a little beast, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun TD. It's not fun when you're running into it. What would you say? I mean, how did you go about improving your skills other than watching other players, watching the game as it was going down? I mean, did you I guess study maps, figure out, play a certain tier or certain type of tank until you mastered it, or?
Mainly I just learned to be more reserved instead of charging out,
Okay.
and learned better spots on the maps to like excel at my tank, or that helps it.
Okay.
And that's pretty much how I've tried to improve my playing. So being more reserved and learning more map awareness, I
Okay.
guess.
I'm gonna have to work on that reserved part because I don't know.
Yeah, that's my problem. It's reserved. I'm not reserved. I just charge.
You just charge. Your guns blazing, huh? Okay.
Yep.
Well, there's something to be said about that. I mean, when I've really took the time to start paying attention to my game, I was watching a lot of Guido, and his was like, get your gun in the game. And now I'm trying to pull back from that a little bit.
Yep.
um, so what would you say is your biggest strength in World of Tanks?
I don't know. I guess being a team player and doing really well in tank destroyers. I don't know.
Yeah. Now, as the tank destroyers, did you start playing those to kind of teach yourself to be reserved and not so aggressive, or?
Well, I wouldn't say that because the main line that I went down, it wasn't a reserved line. It was the really tough Russian tank destroyer lines that have
Okay.
a lot of armor.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I like to get up and bully people in SU 122, 44, SU 101. They're
Okay.
really big bullies. So I I wouldn't say that. I like the big guns.
Okay. Well, that's understandable. Um, and really, I mean, there's nothing like bullying somebody in a TD. It just drives me
Hmm.
crazy. I picked up the T110E3, and that is a lot of
Oh,
fun.
yeah, that thing's a bully, and so is the T95.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy the T95 too much, but yeah, it was. I liked the E3. Um, so, do you the people that come to your channel and watch you on Twitch, are they mainly just kind of the average player, and you get a lot of questions from them, or I mean, tell me what's the stream like?
I've had some new players that are just starting out asking which best tank lines to go down, and then some I have that are very, very good players.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a lot of vets, military vets, watch my stream. That's actually been gunners and loaders and tanks and stuff. So it's really cool. I've met a lot of cool people.
No, that's good. That's good. Um, so TDs are your favorite class of tank. Do you play heavies, mediums, and just all around, but and mainly focus on TDs then?
Heavies are my weakest. I just don't know how to play them properly. I end up trying to side scrape and I just don't do it right.
Yeah, welcome to the club. I've yet to perfect that. I am learning though on my Tiger 2. That seems to be the one to kind of learn on, at least for me.
I sold that thing. Everybody shot heat at it and I said, nope, forget it.
What's your favorite? I mean, a lot of players like to play German tanks, Russian tanks. I mean, are you more of a Russian-based bias there, or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. I love Russian tanks.
yeah, yeah. Do you play any French autoloaders, anything like that?
Just the light tanks, not the heavies, none of those, no.
Do you like playing light tanks?
Sometimes those are the toughest I feel to be able to learn for me.
Yeah. Is that because of the patience issue?
Yeah, and yep, that's it.
It takes a lot of patience to sit in that bush and not shoot anybody, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, any real favorite maps that you have in the game?
I'm not able to remember all the names of them. I think I like Karelia really good.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think it starts with an M. It's Murovanka. It's got the buildings on both sides and it's got an open field. I used to drive across the field all the time, and the
Mm-hmm.
heavies go and brawl on the hill. I'm not sure for sure what that name is.
Moravanka, I believe, is what the
Yeah,
right one.
that one. Those two.
No, that one is fun. I enjoy that in both heavies and TDs and lights. It's a nice map. Don't see it too often, which really is too bad. Last night I couldn't escape mines. Every time I turned around, it was mines.
Mines. I don't like that map.
I mean, it's okay, but it's got to stop being like a tier 8, tier 9, tier 10 map.
Yes, it is. I've complained about that before. Tier 10, it should not be in tier 10.
Yeah. So, now you belong in the clan. What's the name of the clan?
Shadow's Fury.
Shadow's Fury. Okay. And is that you? Did you name that clan?
Uh, Me and Mongoose did, and Shadow was our kitty that passed away a while
Oh,
back,
all right.
and we kind of made it in memoriam of him.
Okay.
And yeah,
Oh well.
he was a good boy.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So, do you have any tanks that you really despise?
I'll take me just a second to think on that. I would guess I would have to say the I don't know if it's sweet. It's the Emil line.
The Emils. All right.
Yeah, I did not enjoy that line at all, and also the French mediums. Some people can make those work,
Uh,
like the Bat Chat 25T. I did not like that line.
yeah. Well, the bat check can really leave you hanging out there with that reload, can't it?
Yeah, I had it and I tried and I said, I did terrible. And 25% win rate. I said, I'm selling the tank.
Ah, okay. So you have a very a limited garage. I mean, some people just collect tanks all over.
I wouldn't say that. I have about 165 tanks in my garage, but mainly they're all like tank destroyers. So
Okay, all right. But basically, I guess the way I meant that was you keep the tanks you like, and you don't keep the tanks you don't like.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm kind of going through a spring cleaning in my garage right now, and just looking back at the amount of tanks that I play. I have a bad habit of acquiring a bunch of tanks and then going, I just don't play these anymore.
Yep, that's what I do. And then down the line, I'll end up regretting it and then just buying it back and then being out credits. So
It's an evil circle, isn't it?
yeah.
So, do you play different modes, or is it pretty much just random all the time? I mean, do you tell us about what do you like to play?
Well, I like randoms. I've tried the encounter modes, but I feel like people just don't know how to react to the map, like the capture points and everything being different.
Mm-hmm.
So I turned that off because the teams, I noticed I lost more in the encounter modes.
Okay.
Um, I tried rank battles and I did not do well, so I quit that. I didn't even qualify. And strongholds, I'm not sure what's strongholds. I don't know if I tried that.
That's well, the strongholds is obviously more clan based. I think it's 7 versus 7. I haven't played it in so long I couldn't. But basically, it's random. Working towards clan wars type of stuff. You build up resources for your clan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's. I didn't particularly care for it myself, but a lot of people do like to play the clan wars mode, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Yeah,
Now,
our clans never tried clan wars.
oh well, yeah, it's a huge time commitment from what I understand, and it's more than I I want to give, and I think I give a quite a bit of this to the game. So
Yeah.
now, speaking of that, I mean, since you started creating the content and doing videos and streaming, quite a I guess a time suck.
Yeah.
Do you find that how do you deal with that in real life? I mean, I guess if you don't mind sharing.
Oh, well, I have two girls, so usually I try to do things while they're at school or while they're busy with schoolwork or after they went to bed or before they get up. So
Explains the late night streaming.
yeah, that way I can do it after they go to bed.
Oh yeah. Well, luckily all my kids are out of the house, so I don't have to worry about that one anymore. Although, every once in a while we do have the grandkids over, and that's always exciting.
Yeah.
Speaking, and they just ran into the house right now, so I can hear them downstairs. So, what part are you're on the East Coast? Are you like you definitely have a Southern accent?
I'm from Kentucky.
You're from Kentucky, okay? Well, I'm based down here in the Dallas area, so.
Texas.
Yeah, well, originally from Colorado, but moved down here for work, obviously. So.
Okay.
And you have 2 kids. We'll just leave it at that, and the husband. And so, do you? How do you work from home? because of COVID, or you stay at home mom? You know,
I'm a stay-at-home mom.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm glad you're able to make that work.
hmm
Does that so? And I'm assuming your daughters are old enough to be in school, right?
hmm
So that gives you time during the day, but you're probably is that when you're doing your videos and stuff?
Um, Usually, and that's when I get all my cleaning done, and then yeah.
Yeah. You're getting new players on your stream. What's the type of advice that you would give say a fairly new player as opposed to a player that's been around for a while? You know, that type of scenario.
Well, I guess I would have to say watch lots of YouTube videos of experienced players before you even start playing, and do not rush up the tiers because you can be a real problem for your team if you rush up too fast. It can just cost your team in the end game.
When you started, did you play a lot of premiums or did you do a lot of grinding?
I did a lot of well, actually, I didn't even know how to even use free experience. So for a long time, I just sat there with tons of free XP, not knowing what I was doing, and then I was like, "Whoa, I can go down the line." So
Yeah, that's a costly venture when you look around. You're sitting on like 1 million free XP, and you go, "Ooh, how do I
yeah,
convert that?" Now, when you're playing, are you a purely a purist in the fact that you shoot only AP, you don't shoot gold? Do you use gold?
I shoot gold sometimes only when it's against tanks that I know I can't pin. Even if I wanted to, like the AT-15A, I get the tier 9 match. Or I think it's got preferred matchmaking, but it has to shoot gold.
Did that force you to learn where to shoot tanks? I think that's the biggest thing is people get into using gold and they don't even pay attention to where they're shooting. It's
Yep.
just definite penetration shots, right? As opposed to looking at the weak points.
Yep, that makes me go on to, there's a couple websites that's very helpful. If you don't know where to shoot a tank that's tough, you can go on, I think it's tanksgg.com or something
Mm-hmm.
like that, and
Tanks
you can
GG.
look up the weak spots of heavies and stuff that you can't pin.
Yeah, yeah. It takes a little bit, because you got to set it up to the tank that you're shooting them with. But once you get that figured out, then yeah, it does tell you what you can and can't hit, what you can and
Mhm.
can't penetrate. Now, do you play, I guess, like front lines or any like this Murney 13 thing that they got going on?
No, Myrni, I just said no way. It's just seemed like too much time, and I don't have enough credits to be blowing on consumables for it because you
Hmm.
have to pay for the boosters and consumables, and I said I just no thanks.
Yeah. Now, do you play front lines?
I was thinking about trying front lines. Yeah.
What are the things that you work on when you're playing? I mean, when you're in your TD or you're starting a game, do you go in there with a focus as okay, this is what I want to work on? Uh, you know, I guess explain what an average game is like.
Usually, I try to find first the best spot to set up at because usually the tank destroyers I play are kind of slow because they're heavy.
Hmm.
So I need to initially find out a good spot to sit in camp and get damage. Um, and yeah, that's about it. It's just finding the right spot on the map.
So now, since you're a big Russian TD player, obviously a lot of casemates. Do you enjoy the casemate over the turreted TDs?
Thinking about it, I think most of my tank destroyers are what you call the casemates. I don't have very many turreted tank destroyers.
In my opinion, it takes a skill set to play a casemate because it's tough when they're coming in close to you. You don't have the movement of a turret, and I guess you've obviously learned to perfect that a little bit. I'm assuming.
Mainly I just make sure I have my crew skills is crucial for those. You need to make sure you have clutch braking and everything possible to make sure your tank can turn to counter people circling you.
Okay, all
And
right.
also make sure you get against a building or a cliff or just somewhere so they can't get behind you.
Ah, okay, all right. I'll have to remember that. I'm usually always face to face with them, and by that time, I'm screaming at them. So,
Yeah.
so on your average TD setup, because as you said, you're more or less finding a spot. Uh, Give us what's your average equipment loadout, on a TD?
Usually, vents would be in the first slot, gun rammer, and then camo net. Now, with the new equipment, I've been running the. I think it's it has to do with the turret. Like,
Is that the rotational device?
yeah, that's
Okay.
it. Yep.
All right. I found that I like that a lot better than the vert stabs. I'm not 100% sold on it yet, but it does
Yeah.
seem to work better. It gives you more of a, you know, obviously turning transition. I can't think traversing
hmm
ability. Have you tried the new exhaust system?
Not really, no, but I have tried the new CVS on my light tanks, Commander's
Yeah.
Vision System. That thing's evil.
Yeah, I've set my ELC even 90 up with just the exhaust system and camo and things like a little invisible bat. But
hmm
I guess what are your main channels that you go to? I mean, that you tend to follow a lot.
I watch Skill for LTU.
Uh huh.
I watch your channel.
Well, I appreciate that.
Guido, Lacho replays. He does a lot of just insane like damage games and kills. I don't
Really?
know if you ever watched him. Lacho
Mm,
replays,
I'll
yeah.
have to look him up.
And just for LOLs or something like that. I think that's his
Just for
name. It's
laughs. Yeah.
yeah. Um, and what was the other one? He does like kind of like tank, World of Tanks spoof or whatever. I don't remember his name.
Hmm. Okay.
He quit
Now,
uploading though.
so when you watch these other guys, I mean, skill for to. I mean, do you watch? What do you watch? When I watch him, it's hard to understand him, obviously, because of his accent. It's very, very pronounced. But I do tend to watch where he's going on maps. So I guess is that what are you looking for when you're watching these guys?
Mainly with him, I'm watching just how to play tanks and map where to go on the maps mainly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Guido, he's really good at breaking down like play by play things
Mm-hmm.
when I watch him. And you do a really good job overall as well. I watch you with your replays as well.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, skill. Some of the stuff that guy does is just phenomenal. But I would rather. I find it more as to what he just seems to have so much knowledge of the game.
Yeah,
So,
he's got so many battles. It's amazing. But he's doing it for a living, so.
so is there anything in World of Tanks that frustrates you? Gameplay, the way that the company, other players. I mean, what are some of the things that might just push you?
Mm, well, lately I feel like the game modes, like the special events they've been having, has been more like pay to get it. Like you have to spend money to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I guess one other thing that really frustrates me is three artillery in a match because I feel like they need to change that. One
Yeah.
or two I can deal with, but three you can't even move.
If you're in it, yeah. Once they have you down, I was in a game last night where I had two M44s that were just tearing me apart, and I couldn't even get across the map.
Yep, already. I know it's real, and I know it was really in war and everything, but three of them is just insane.
Now, is there when you're in a game? Is there? I mean, a lot of people complain about teams. Do you find yourself do you do that? Do you just say, it is what it is. I can't change it.
I've definitely been complaining a lot about teams. Lots of blowout losses and wins, and I don't know what it is about this year, but they have just been the worst teams I've ever seen.
Uh, is that just their general map knowledge, or their the campiness, or
All going one way.
yes, okay, so the lemming trains.
Yep.
Well, especially when if you're in your TD and you're relying upon them to kind of, I guess, bring light things up, bring the fight to you, because you obviously you can't just charge hard all the time. It does make it kind of a pain. Although when you're with a lemming train, at least you know where everybody's going to be coming, right?
Yeah.
So you just set yourself up in a position and say, okay, I'll just pick them off as they come at us.
Yep.
Give us some words of advice. Just the WOT chick words of advice on new regular players, what are the things that you think about that kind of keep you calm in playing this game?
Patience is a virtue. That's about it. Yeah.
Do people ever chase you back into the garage and give you what for?
They used to when I was new, and they would tell me, like, crazy things like, "Kill yourself," or whatever, but not anymore. I don't get that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, that's. I still get it. I still I still have people chase me into
Aw.
the garage. Yeah, especially after I have a totally bonehead game. But, well, yeah. Is there? Give us some. Just give us some of your thoughts about the state of the game. The state of the player base. Just what do you think? What do you think about where it's at? Is World of Tanks getting better? Is it getting worse? Are you enjoying it more? Are you enjoying it less? I mean.
In my honest opinion, if I think it's better or worse, I think lately it's been worse, and I think I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because of the COVID mess and everybody's just home and everybody's playing, but I feel like it's gotten a lot worse this year. Actually, it's been declining the past few years for me. I don't see the close battles anymore. I don't see any of that stuff. It's just blowout wins and losses. And for me personally, it's been loss after loss after loss. So,
Mm-hmm. Well, it's been tough, and I will agree that there's been a definite change in the style of play. I was like I said, getting your gun in the game used to be going to a spot on a map and knowing that what you were going to run into, and now it's a crapshoot. You don't know what's coming where.
yep, you don't.
Um, you know, Now, do you ever play on the European server or anything?
No, I don't have an EU or account.
So on average, you're YouTubing your the amount of videos. How much are you putting up a week on YouTube?
I would say one or two. I forget to upload on there because I do have another YouTube channel, but it's not tanks at all. It's just feminine stuff. So
That's taking most of your time.
yeah, I only upload once a week on both channels.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay. And you're streaming about how many times a week?
3 times.
Three
Yep,
times a week.
Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Oh, okay. So were you streaming last night?
Mhm.
All right. Well, explains because I got off late and I saw you and you were still on, and I didn't even dawn on me that you might be streaming. So I will definitely swing by your channel and make sure I get a reminder.
Yeah, I streamed last night until about 2, so I was wiped out.
Wow. I called it about 1, so that was we got off about the same time, given the time zones. But well, Watchick Shadow. I'm sorry. You'll always be Shadow Tanker to me. It'll take me a while to catch up to your new name, but
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming by, and like I said, we'll put links and banners in the video for your channels. I strongly urge people to go out and check you out. You got a lot of good stuff going on, and it's watching you from your very first start to where you're at now. You've come a long way.
Mhm.
Any parting words of advice or words of wisdom that you want to give us before we call it?
Not really. Thanks for watching, I guess.
Oh, you're so reserved. I love it. All right. Well, Watchick, I thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you on the battlefield.
All right, see ya.